All right. Um, Welcome, Speed Gaming fans. This is Final Fantasy VI Randomizer Worlds Collide, and this is the Banon's Battle Plan Draft Tournament. We are about to get underway with a race between Kielbasiago and Doesnt. I'm joined in the booth by one of the former competitors in this tournament, Jexrock. He did pretty well, made the top 8, and was a competitor against Kielbasiaga. How you doing, Jex?
Doing all right. This should be an interesting one. I wanna see what kind of flags they're playing around with here.
Absolutely. So the gimmicks for this, or rather, the gimmick is the draft bot, which allows us to change the flags and set a completely new, unique flag set before the race begins. It looks like the drafting has just concluded. Um, It looks like the dragons are going to be there's going to be it's pains. There's going to be 6 dragons that are going to be required. Y remove is on, and there's aggression. Other than that, it looks fairly standard. Experience is going to be finesse though, so both the runners have their seeds. They're going to be ready to get started momentarily.
Yep. So the finesse experience. I forget what the multiplier is for it, but what's going to end up happening is instead of the experience points, experience points will be divided amongst the party members. So the more party members you have, the less experience you're going to get. So we might be seeing some strats that involve doing this entire run with just 3 party members, and the 4th one being a Moogle Mule taking a dirt nap.
Yeah, that's not an uncommon strategy with these flags. Although with these 6 dragons required, I don't think that experience is really necessarily going to be an issue here. Fully expecting once they hit Kefka's tower, they're going to be pretty well set up.
Let me see. The level scaling is 2.5 per each progression, with experience multiplier, party highest member, party highest level, experience / gold scaling factor of 1. So
this is. I'm sorry.
So that means there will be plenty of experience points to go around as party members level up.
Absolutely. This is going to be the second race between these two in a best of 3. Kielbasiago won the first one by I think 4 minutes, which was impressive. While Kielbasiago's no slouch, he's definitely a solid runner. Doesnt was one of the favorites to win this whole event. He's definitely someone who has approached. Actually, they both have this in common. They've approached the draft format very methodically. Both of them have had a plan going into it and sort of know what it is that they're aiming for. So it looks like we're going to see some fireworks. This could be anyone's race. So it seems that they're about ready to get started. Oh no, Kielbasiago, of course, because the Speed Gaming audience, he wants us all to see some bright colors, so we're gonna get that covered.
Yep. Kielbasiago is on that one.
So before this begins, do you have any predictions?
Well, that depends on the flag set here overall. I mean, like it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, like for the most part, the dragons might be the only equalizer, depending. Well, even the dragons are scaled, so it depends how early they decide to start routing all that stuff in and starting.
Yeah, it's hard to predict. Yeah, it's hard to predict exactly what's going to happen until we see it. I'm expecting, it's going to be fairly reasonable time, like something like under 2 hours for both runners, probably.
For
Um,
this one, I think we might see one sub 145s, definitely.
yeah, definitely possible, and I don't expect to see money issues in KT. It's possible that we'll have some early wipes, but I think that the later that the seed goes, this is just going to be about finding the best route here. Both runners definitely capable of getting a good route done, so we'll see how this goes.
Another fun little thing with having 6 dragons being required, but Doesnt was smart and slapped in. Let me see, who did the dragons? Doesnt did the dragons pain, and he also slapped in Y remove, which means they don't have to
Absolutely.
look
Y
for.
remove is going to make
Yeah, Y remove is going to open up the.
yeah,
Oh, here we go.
is going to make the dragons accessible. Looks like we're off. We've
We have
got
a
Strago,
Strago.
and was that Gao to start?
I missed the other one. Strago, Lock, and Gal. So even without Y remove, they still had access to 6 dragons.
I'm having a little bit of difficulty here.
Alright, Kielbasiago went to World of Ruin, using the Y remove already and checking out the old man.
Excellent. So
Old man in
immediately
weapon shop.
taking different routes. It looks like it's an Illumina or a Ragnarok from the Narsh weapon shop.
And now we're checking out the Curse Shield. Seven battles to unlock it. And a Thunder Shield for Kielbasiago. And getting his War Crimo clock on with the YNPC delete.
Yeah, why remove? It was a option that was initially come out with just for April Fools, but it's found a home in the draft flag sets, and a lot of people have enjoyed using it. Definitely an interesting way to play the game.
Seems like Doesnt has spied Valiant Knives in the Narsh weapon shop. World of Balance.
Those are expensive, though. We're gonna see if they become something that he chooses to use as a strategy. For a seed that's going to be longish in terms of the number of checks that you have to do, he's going to have no shortage of strategic options.
Alright. Looks like Doesnt is doing his World of Ruin Narsh checks.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like even an immediate divergence of routes where Kiel wanted to do the World of Balance Narsh and take a look at what was there, and Doesnt doing something I tend towards with these kinds of party members, where I do World of Ruin immediately.
Yeah, I myself will also do hit up the World of Ruin immediately if I have lock or YNPC delete as a start. Because it's a nice quick check and the enemy scaling is not terrible.
Doesnt finds an Atma weapon in the Returner's hideout. So in terms of weaponry and gear, we've seen Valiant Knives for sale, but we've also seen like Illumina Ragnarok. So if we find Terra, we're going to be able to grab a Ragnarok sword. And we've seen an Atma weapon. So definitely a lot on the table here. Atma weapon, of course, has been recently changed for Worlds Collide randomizer, where it can be strengthened. So it essentially has had its damage doubled. So you no longer have to get to the crazy high levels like in the 60s and 70s in order to make use of it.
Looks like the sausage is making his trip to the returner's hideout.
Little high five in there. As they for the early part of the game are largely just going to be looking for things that they can sell for gold or equipment that they can use. So a lot of these checks are going to be similar. You know, they're going to hit South Figaro. They're going to hit Returner's Hideout.
So what do you think their first boss check is gonna end up being? I'm thinking somebody's might hit a burning house.
Hard to say.
Actually, no. With what they have with Gao and Locke, they will probably skip burning house and start with Serpent's Trench. That would be my guess.
Yeah, my guess is going to be similar. If they were looking for a boss fight, they would probably do South Figaro Cave, because that's a nice fast check. But I would expect that Gao checks are going to be first, then followed by Locke checks, and finally we might see Strago checks if there's nothing left to do.
Yes, it is going to be a bit of a hunt for dried meat, so hopefully they do their item shop routing efficiently.
So we see Genji Glove for sale in South Figaro. It's South Figaro World of Balance, so there's not going to be any discount even if they find Edgar. But you've got Locke, you've got several weapon options, and you've got a Genji Glove. So you've got at least one build potentially just from there. And Illumina's for sale as well. So this is a seed where you want as much money as possible, because that is a max price Illumina, but it's always going to be worth it.
Well, it might not necessarily be worth it because Luminas are severely expensive, but they might pick up another one through because they have to fight 6 dragons. So in the process of that, they might find another one.
Alright, it's possible they'll find something from elsewhere for sure. Sorry, I didn't see. Doesn't just get an Esper there?
Where did he go? I've been watching Kielbasiago, unfortunately. Hey, Twitch stream. Did anybody see Doesn't pick up an Esper?
We'll see momentarily. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago doing the Figaro basement.
Magic Terra says he didn't buy it. It was 60k. Thank you, Magic Terra. Oh, true, Radio Guy. You would be correct. No free progression. So things like the Thief check will not have Espers. Sabin's Collapsing House check will not provide a character or an Esper. And there's a few other checks like that.
Looks like with the Raiden's ability, obviously, but he's got the ability to equip all these weapons. Yeah.
And Kielbasiago looks like he's setting himself up for the Curse Shield.
Yeah, he's gonna take some fights. He has a ribbon, so I mean he can definitely wear the Curse Shield, but we'll see what he chooses to do in here. Meanwhile, Doesnt, flying through these towns, checking all these shops, doing what you generally want to do early in the...
And we got an H-bomb on Kielbasiago.
Yeah, I've never cared for Slot as a command, but it is quite useful early. You know, that 880 damage is going to be nothing to write home about late game, but early game, definitely enough to handle some fights and get them done quickly. These gobblers going to be easy enough with the Illumina sword and the slots to get through, and that's 2 fights on the curse shield already handled. Meanwhile, it looks like Doesnt is going straight for the... Oh, he took the Moogle Charm off, though. Maybe not. But he's going straight for Serpent Trench. Oh, he must have found dried meat, so he's going to do this one first.
Alright, Velt check.
Chooses not to equip the Curse Shield, though. Yeah, a little unlucky on Doesn's side. He went for the Lobo. He's got a decent chance of getting it every fight, but you know it took him at least 1 extra fight to get it done. And it's going to be a Magicite, not a character. So he finds his first Magicite, and we're able to continue from there. Yeah, Serpent Trench is going to be the next thing. Now, if you're in Doesnt's shoes, do you go ahead and equip the Curse Shield and try to get it done at the same time?
If I'm starting with Gal's check and a Velt, I will not have the Curse Shield equipped unless I have a way to unless I got a ribbon on, because the Berserk status could potentially be detrimental. Actually, no. You also end up with the muddle status, so you would just hit your own party. But yes, I would definitely have the Curse Shield equipped immediately. But if he's going through the Serpent Trench, what is it? 7 battles that you need to get through to lift the curse?
Yeah, it depends which route you take. 7 battles total, yeah, for the shield. Yeah, that could get done here. But not against Hemophyte Retainers. Those were bad. He rightly smoke bombed out of that.
Yep. There's our mean fight. And chicken lips
much more reasonable.
As long as you kill the chicken lips quickly, they are much more reasonable.
With scaling as it is, I don't think that they would even have enough magic points to use Quake, so I feel like he's perfectly safe this fight.
True.
Gonna clear it up with GP Rain, gain a fair amount of levels, and just from that one fight, he's likely gonna be perfectly fine. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago found Super Balls in the Massa. Super Balls open up other potential options for early dragons, early like Fanatics Tower. A lot of interesting plays.
I feel like Kielbasiago's setting up for Burning House.
Burning House, potentially, it doesn't look like it. It's a play. It just takes so long, and you never know, that you're even going to be able to handle the fight that you run into, right? He could run into a Magi Master, and actually, he's got Super Balls. He could do whatever he wanted. But yeah, it looks like Locke's rocking that Genji glove. He's got the Illumina sword and what looks like a dirk or something. I don't know how much mileage he's getting out of the second weapon there. Possibly an Atmo weapon. And Kielbasiago about to make the same play that Doesnt is. He's a little bit later to do it. And he hasn't... I don't know if he's found the dried meat, but he hasn't... he's not doing the Velt play yet. but he is going to join Doesnt in Serpent Trench, and he's a little bit more prepared in terms of his equipment.
And Kielbasiago hits the hematite retainer. And it looks like he's going to try and kill him.
It's an interesting. Oh, he's warp stoning out. Never mind.
All right, yeah, he noped out.
Yeah, it's certainly not a good fight to do. Genji gloves are super cheap. That's 3 shops that they found them for sale here. You know, shops contain 40% random equipment, so there's always a chance for that, but it's unlikely and it's a little weird.
And Doesnt going to South Figaro to the basement.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna do grab some of these chests that Kielbasiago already grabbed. So they're doing the same things in different orders, but it's difficult to figure out who's ahead right now. But we'll know better later.
Okay, so looks like the end of Serpent's Trench was Celeste then.
Yeah.
I completely missed it.
As did I, but you know, that's a good character to get, especially in these flags where, you know, you need to find 2 characters and you need to find 12 espers. So, checks like Magitech, where you can sort of guaranteed not to get a character, so you're much more likely to get espers, especially with the no free progression flag on, definitely tend to help. So Doesnt's going to take some fights, but again, he doesn't have the curse shield equipped yet. Possible he forgot that he didn't have his Moogle charm on and didn't mean to take that fight. Kielbasiago gonna grab his grab Celis for himself there, and
Ooh,
Celis has Blitz. I didn't see that. Blitz, of course, a very, very strong ability. Bum Rush Last is on in these flags, so unfortunately he's going to have to wait until she's level 42 before he can get Bum Rush. But in the meantime, she's got high magic power to make use of some of these, Fire Dance, Aura Bolt, very strong attacks. Meantime, Kielbasiago, looks like he's giving her the Atlas Armlet and the Rage Ring. So, Rage Ring, of course, good for its elemental defenses, but also gives her vigor. Looks like he's looking to use more Pummel than he is Aura Bolt. And then he's heading straight to, I think, Burning House. Or no, is he buying something? What are we doing?
Doesnt picked up a Valiant knife and looks like some extra Illuminas.
Doesn't making use of some of the gold that he accumulated through Serpent Trench and other places.
Yep. So looks like we're going to be seeing the swinging of a lot of weaponry.
Most Illuminas equals best Illuminas, Mr. Entity comments in chat. Absolutely. Having more Illuminas is better than having fewer. So it looks like Doesnt's checking his trap chest. He's looking for, of course, the offering. He's checked a lot of relic shops, so he can be fairly confident if he doesn't find it in the monster in a box, he's not likely to find it in a shop either.
Looks like we are seeing Burning House from Kielbasiago.
It's an interesting play. He still hasn't done the South Figaro basement, so I guess I mean, no free progression is on, so we know that South Figaro basement will not include character or an Esper. But this early, it's always nice to have that kind of useful equipment.
Yeah, at this point, we're probably going to see them starting to rush a little bit more with the gear loadouts that they have.
Yeah, it looks like Doesnt runs into Kefka at Narsh in South Figaro Cave. This should be a fairly quick fight. He's killing Strago off.
Looks like Strago will be his Moogle Mule.
Yeah, as a reminder, with the finesse experience flags, experience is divided by party members, so having all 4 characters alive, especially early, can be a bit of a drag. And it looks like it's Go-Go. So Go-Go can be a useful party member or not, depending on your strategy. Definitely would be more useful to Kielbasiago because he found the Super Balls. But either way, he's sort of a drag to find here because he doesn't lead to a whole lot of checks. With these 5 characters, it's very unlikely that you're going to find all 12 Espers that you need, so definitely going to be finding extra characters, and they're sort of dead weight.
Alright. Doesnt is making the Phoenix Cave play. So there is a chance we will be seeing a dragon fight here, especially since it is scaled.
Yeah, I would think so as well, given his choices in party. He chooses to put his 3 party members that he's using in one, rather than just going ahead and putting together like a party of 1 for each slot. When you're not planning on taking any fights. He took the time to make a full party, so that indicates to me he's going to take a dragon while he's in here. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago having difficulty avoiding the flames, these robite fights in Burning House. They're not particularly useful. They're just sucking up time, and this is one of the reasons that Burning House is such a dangerous check, because you don't know how many of these fights you're going to have to take. If you get unlucky, you run into these a whole lot, and we still haven't seen what the boss is. It's unlikely to dead check in these flags, but there is still a chance that it could be a dead check as well. It's just,
Yeah, it is less likely, and with Burning House being such a long check, it could be a potentially dangerous boss fight. Like finding Magi Master here would be a really bad thing, but that is also why Kielbasiago bought those Super Balls.
So it's going to be Ghost Train. We'll see if he chooses to suplex it. No, he's going to use Ice 2. Yep. Still failing to suplex the train, which... Oh, nope, there it is! Alright. Kielbasiago winning over the hearts of Worlds Collide fans all across the world with his on-the-spot choice to suplex the train. Meanwhile, Doesnt is going to fight this gold dragon, and immediately Locke is down. This is probably not the most ideal dragon for him to fight here.
Doesnt will be able to muscle his way through it. Celeste does have does negate lightning damage for Doesnt. And we have
Yeah, so he's not in any
Fenrir for
real danger.
Kielbasiago. The burning house paid off quite well for the sausage.
What was it?
Fenrir.
Fenrir, of course, one of the preferred espers to have. It does give you calmness protection, so that's a positive for him, and he gets on the board. Meanwhile, Doesnt, he's not going to lose this fight to the gold dragon, but he's going to have a very difficult time funneling that XP into anything other than Celis. Although this may pay off for him, because the way experience progression is scaled, it's based on his highest party member. So with all of the XP going to Celis, that's going to give his entire party more XP throughout the rest of the run. He might accidentally be doing something useful here.
And it looks like Celeste is out of magic points. Kielbasiago is making the magic tech play, which would be one of the things I would definitely be doing.
I don't know if I would do magic tech this early, because I do like to warp out of the third check, and it can be dangerous if you don't know whether the other checks are going to lead you characters. It can be dangerous, if orphaning this check. It's always possible that you're going to run out of checks and have to come back here and do Magitech 3. We of course know that Go-Go is available, but it's still possible, if no other characters are found, that this check is Magitech 3 is going to be required. So definitely a gamble that Kielbasiago is taking here, but we'll see if it pays off for him.
Yep, Doesnt picked up a Pearl Lance for his troubles on killing Gold Dragon.
Pearl Lance can, in theory, be the best lance to jump with, but with absent Edgar and Dragonhorn and any of that, it's not likely to be factoring into his plans. As there's an Esper here in Phoenix Cave for him. It is Bahamut.
And we have Kielbasiago fighting Daddy.
Luma, I don't think has ever. I've never seen him wipe a party. I've only seen him waste people's time, and that's what he does when he gets off those potions, tonics, and sometimes he even has time to summon his minions. He's not going to get one chance here, though. Kielbasiago makes short work of him.
And let's see what he picks up for his trouble.
So here, Doesnt is using Y remove for a sequence break here.
And we got
Aaron the Esper, yeah. So Mount Zozo, of course, is I believe one of the free checks that no free progression impacts. So I don't think that he's going to get a character or Esper here. But he will be fighting the dragon.
The science check can actually, even with no free progression, can produce a character in an Esper.
Oh, you're right. My bad. So, yeah, this is a sequence break that's enabled with Y remove. Even though he doesn't have Cyan, he has Y remove allows you to get through the door that's rusty. So, Doesn't the heads-up play knowing that he can make use of this. And it looks like Funbaba is going to give Kielbasiago a little bit of trouble.
Funbaba being mean. And, I think Doesnt just procced on Pearl Dragon. And pause buffering slots.
Yeah, it's annoying when the Pearl proc hits this dragon. Of course, everybody's favorite method of handling White Dragon is to use the mute spell, but it's not always available.
I don't remember. Does Berserk also work on White Dragon? I know it works on Ice Dragon.
Don't no, I don't think so. I believe that it works on Gold Dragon as well. Anyway, it's a Behemoth suit available for his trouble. That's sort of high-end gear, and we've got Setzer as the character.
That that to me is actually a pretty good, a worthwhile logic break right there, because he has the search disguise option now, which
Absolutely.
is which you can do
Unfortunately,
immediately after.
yeah, unfortunately, the calling in check is going to be a dead check because it's a free progression check. So he's only going to have sort of two checks available from Setzer, one being to search the skies and the other being Daryl's tomb. But definitely still worthwhile to come here. He had to get the dragon anyway. I have not been tracking his dragons, but he has 2 dragons thus far.
Did we see what Kielbasiago picked up on MTech 2?
I did not, but I'm going to assume it was an Esper.
Getting a little bit of menuing from Kielbasiago here, and we got a hidden fight for Doesnt.
Yeah, it doesn't immediately hit in the Search the Skies option. It's going to be looking for that Esper.
Killed all the hidden knights.
It's dangerous to kill off all of the hidden knights. You'll often see something nasty as a result when you proc his Grand Train script. But doesn't kills hidden before it happens, so again, having difficulty keeping all of his party members up to receive this XP.
On the plus side, it is granting extra experience points for the party members that are still alive. So a little bit of a buffer for Locke.
Absolutely, and Celis, of course, getting even bigger.
And looks like we had some more pause buffering for slots on Kielbasiago's screen for going to MTech 3.
Yeah, so one of the things that you can do, like when you take this check this early, is just don't skip out of Magitech 3. It's one of my least favorite checks. You have to fight 2 bosses. You have to go through a couple cutscenes. You've got these 3 mobs before you do the bosses. It's a long check, but you know it's sometimes you just bite the bullet and do it. You know, the characters that we have, there aren't a whole lot of great options. So you know, Kielbasiago deciding to just go ahead and bite the bullet and do it now.
He has the misfortune of running into Chardanook.
He's gonna be fine. He's got a Pearl Rod. He's got Luminous Swords.
Yeah, it's just the waiting for the transfer to demon form. For me, is usually on the annoying side, but looks like he will be making short work. Yep, 8,000 damage with the Pearl Rod.
Yep, and that's going to be too much for Chad. Meanwhile, Daryl's tomb on the side it doesn't. We're going to see what's here.
We may be seeing a monster in a box fight.
Yeah, that's likely going to be the case. He did purchase that Valiant knife, so he would love to find a Katana Soul here.
He He actually did change the gear loadout on Locke a little bit, so now he's dual wielding the Valiant knives.
And we've got Realm in the Magitech research facility. That is a decent 5th character to find. And he's gonna swap her in right away.
Looks like we got Flame Eater in Daryl's tomb. And Locke is taking another dirt nap.
It's just, you know, especially when you put Valiant knives on him and try to keep his HP low like that, it's difficult to keep the characters standing. So no XP for Locke this fight.
And what does he get for his troubles? Magicite Siren. That's a good find.
I'm sorry, what did he get there?
He picked up the Esper Siren, so that is great for the Kefka fight. In case he was not able to learn Mute.
A lot of useful things being found. Kielbasiago going to immediately deal with the Esper Mountain check. It's a nice fast one. Meanwhile, Doesnt resorting to Zone Eater.
Ooh. He went in with 3 characters, so he's got to wait for either he needs to kill them off or kill one of them off, or he's going to have to sit and wait to get eaten.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sausage has run into Toilet Atma.
And incidentally, killing the characters off doesn't work. If you have 2 engulfed and one of them dead, you wind up just not fully engulfed and you just get kicked out of the fight.
Ah, good to know.
But he did change the battle speed up to 1 for the fight, so it was a little bit faster. So yeah, we're gonna see whether these dudes troll him.
Toilet Atma is down.
And he immediately makes it through the conductors on the ledge there. That's real good RNG. Finds Cyan as the 6th character from Esper Mountain, so we're definitely above and beyond the characters that we need to do.
We can probably expect to see a World of Ruin Doma Castle fight. That is 2 boss fights for 3 checks.
Yeah, Cyan's Dream, definitely a interesting one as we find Raiden on Doesnt side from Zone Eater. So Doesnt going to Ebbett's Rock. He is hurting for checks, and he's going into the Strago checks.
The Cave of RNG.
Yeah, he's hurting. He's got to find 7 more Espers. That's not going to be easy for him with the characters that he has, and choosing not to do Opera House or the Magitech Research Facility might wind up hurting him. It could very well be that finding Realm on Kielbasiago's side could definitely benefit him. As you were correct, he's going straight to Cyan's Dream. He's gonna check these 3 checks. He's likely to get 2 Espers at least, and possibly a 3rd. Interestingly enough, though, Kielbasiago still hasn't taken on any dragons. He hasn't done Phoenix Cave, and he hasn't done Cyan's Dream, or the Mount Zozo. So, still dragons to be found. And on that note, I mean, why remove is on. I don't know why Doesnt isn't taken on Figaro Castle.
Good point. Usually, Figaro Castle is considered a long check. I mean, like that is definitely a time investment, but it is also, access to a dragon.
Yeah, it's 1 boss fight. It's 2 checks with the ancient castle. It's a little bit faster because you can get out without seeing the cutscene again when you use Y remove, and of course, he's going to have to go there anyway to grab a dragon, or he's likely to go there anyway to grab a dragon. So,
but if he does have, he did do Phoenix Cave Dragon, so it is possible he could opt out of doing the Figaro Cave Dragon or Ancient Castle Dragon in place of Fanatic's Tower, if he has good magic or rods.
Meanwhile, I missed which Esper it was that Kielbasiago got from the Stooges fight.
I missed it as well.
Unfortunate. It did look like it was an Esper, though, that he's gonna get from Cyan's Dream. So as Doesnt is gonna do Burning House. Doesn't definitely, Burning House is definitely more time-consuming than the Figaro checks. I think that this is a blind spot here. He's forgotten that he has access to South Figaro, or rather to South Figaro Castle. So, yeah, it looks like, Doesnt's gonna just go ahead and smoke bomb out of these fights. He's not interested in taking too much time here. Probably doesn't want to be here. He's likely to be disappointed. He's hoping for a character here. He's not gonna find one. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago finding Goddess. I'm sorry?
Doesnt will get Fenrir for his troubles, though.
Yeah, Fenrir is an excellent Esper. He's going to be happy to have it, but I bet, if we asked him, if he knew this was Fenrir, he probably wouldn't do it. Forced out of this, his options are going to be to sequence break once again and do Figaro Castle, or to ignore the sequence breaks and just do Celis checks. So that's Magitech and that's Opera House that are available. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago having a little bit of trouble with Goddess, of course. She uses Love Token when you attack her with an Illumina Sword. And Oh, that
Uh-oh.
El Nino gonna take out 3 party members. He's in
Oh
trouble
no,
here.
hyperdrive. Oh, and we
And
have a
that is
party
a
wipe.
wipe. That is unfortunate. Now, this is in Cyan's dream, so we'll see whether he has a save with. He does have a save within Cyan's dream, so he didn't lose too much time here. I don't think that that Doesnt chose to suplex the train.
Opting for speed.
Well, that's understandable though. You got to feel behind at this point. Let's see if Kielbasiago is going to be able to handle Goddess second time around. Love token, of course, being one of the larger problems here. Also, that Illumina Sword proc isn't doing him any good.
And now the love token. Although, if he has an offering, that does get around love token.
He doesn't have an offering, unfortunately, so he's like, Super Balls are definitely the way to go here, I think. He's remembering that he has them. He's still got 3 or 2 left. Yeah, he should be able to get through here, but it looks like it's gonna be a tough fight. Meanwhile, Doesn't going to Opera House. He's gonna try, like, he's taking on Magitech Research last if he can. I agree with that generally. I just wish that he Well, I would have tried to do Figaro Castle again. Looks like Kielbasiago is, of course, through Goddess, so he's going to be rewarded with an Esper here, and another Esper, possibly.
And we got a Skull Dragon at the Opera House.
Oh, Doesn's not doing Opera House. He's doing the Opera House Dragon. Oh, fair enough.
And another Esper for Kielbasiago.
Yeah, Kielbasiago should be at, what, 7 Espers, I believe. He's moving through very quickly, but I see 7 Espers, yeah. Definitely, took the lead in the Esper route, and, depending on what Doesn't chooses to do. Doesn't is checking Kefka at Narsh. He really doesn't want to deal with these, Celis checks. This is definitely time lost on Doesn't's side. He's an incredible runner. He's able to make up a lot of lost time. So this is still anyone's race, but definitely edge to Kielbasiago right now.
I have a feeling if it's not a character, he might nope out. No, he's going for it.
Yep.
And we'll see if he goes for the soldier skip.
Kielbasiago, meanwhile, is gonna make the Figaro Castle play. I definitely agree with this. He's gonna be rewarded. It's not a character. It's likely to be an Esper. There are still 2 dead checks in the pool that are not free progression, so it's still possible that a given check can be dead, but it's not very likely. Of the checks that are not characters, you're going to have 27 that are Espers and 2 that are dead.
Houlihan for Doesnt.
Man, Doesn't likely to find an Esper here at Kefka at Narsh. Possible that he's taking this time to think about what it is that he might have missed or what his next play is. He's definitely trying to avoid those longer checks of Opera House and Magitech Research Facility.
And it looks like we got ourselves a spicy chicken for Kielbasiago. We have an Esper for Doesnt. He picked up Shiva. And Kielbasiago making use of the sword tech. Stunner is definitely a good call.
Absolutely, although it did not connect here. Poltergeist, one of the bosses that are weak to stop, but Stunner doesn't have a 100% chance of inflicting the status. It, unfortunately for Kielbasiago, missed. Oh, and Flare Star, that's gonna be dangerous. So, of course, he did it twice.
Oof. He's okay.
Doesn't picking up an extra Genji glove. I would imagine that he's gonna buy some Illuminas and get to swinging.
Spicy chicken is being spicy today. Extra spicy. Taking down Lock and Realm again.
Just incredibly unfortunate. This fight could have been like essentially over already if Stop had hit, but it didn't. And then Kielbasiago not able to keep Realm up and alive long enough to have her use the use Stunner again.
Surprised he's not queuing it up. He's probably waiting for Poltergeist. Quadra Slice.
Oh man. Possibly
Doing
was
1,000 damage.
Unimpressed with the damage of Stunner, but it's going to be enough to take Poltergeist out eventually. So, and Doesnt finally is going to Figaro Castle, so he's taking the same check as Kielbasiago's doing. He's going to find not a character here, but
Barato.
He will need to take on the dragon anyway, so there's smart play to keep here.
Alright, Doesn't coming up upon his spicy chicken fight.
Yeah, we'll see if he makes shorter work of this than Kielbasiago did. Like I said, he's an incredible runner and has the ability to pick up time in lots of places. And this is one of them where Kielbasiago had a longer Poltergeist fight than probably wanted.
And Gal got stopped.
Doesn't checking his spells to see if he picked up Stop at some point. Doesn't look like he did. But just dual wielding these Genji, use the Genji glove and the weapons that he's got, he looks like he's going to be fine. He looks like he might take the time to revive Gao here. Nope, it's not going to bother. And he's already through the Poltergeist fight, so excellent showing by Doesnt in terms of handling a difficult fight. Incidentally, welcome Raiders, and thank you Vibber Styles for the Vibber Styles for the raid. If you're just tuning in, this is Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. The tournament is called Banon's Battle Plan, and this is a draft tournament. So the flags before this race began were drafted moments before, so they didn't know what the flag set was going to be before they began, and they wound up with a 12 Esper, 5 characters, 6 dragon requirement. As Kielbasiago going to get his first dragon in right now.
That was a fairly quick ice dragon for Kielbasiago.
And it's not going to be a character, so that's going to be good news for Kielbasiago, and sort of bad news for Doesnt, as he was hoping to find, I believe, some better checks here. You'll have to be satisfied with just an additional Esper. And a dragon.
Alright, right now, Doesnt is foregoing the monster in a box. Probably because he's just dual-wielding or Genji-gloving high-powered weapons and just going to muscle his way through that way.
Yeah, it's possible that he'll hit the monsters in boxes on the way out. Not guaranteed either way. But he could feel that he's lost enough time that he doesn't really have the time to burn digging for something like that.
Yeah. Also at this stage of the run, picking up using an offering on boss fights right now would definitely be a time loss, because you would have to sit there and wait for 4 to 8 swings depending on his loadout, as opposed to the Genji glove 2 swings.
It can be hard to say. I still like the offering for sure, but it's like I'd rather have it than not. But I don't know how much time I would be willing to spend trying to find it, and it looks like Doesnt has no intention of doing so. Kielbasiago once again adjusting his gear. Looks like he's going to go Genji Glove, Dual Valiant Knife as well. Purchased a Valiant Knife for Realm as well. I feel like I would probably have gone with Illumina for her, but his Kielbasiago going a different route, so...
Alright, looks like we're gonna see the tunnel armor fight now for Kielbasiago.
Yes, it looks like Doesnt possibly doing the Tri-Talk fight.
He'll definitely be hitting the dragon on the way, that's for sure.
Preferably, yes. Only 6 dragons are required, and there are 2 in Kefka's tower, so there's no necessity of taking on this dragon, but of course, if he finds 9 characters, he can do the skip. That skip would require that he already has all 6 dragons, so... We'll see how Doesnt chooses to proceed here.
For me, I would definitely be hitting the dragon, because it's more experience points going to the party, and it's one less fight I have to worry about with a reduced party in Kefka's tower.
Absolutely. Plus, when it gets in your way like that, avoiding it will cost you more time, oftentimes.
Ooh.
So, Dirt Dragon, starting out with with landslide, of course, that's non-elemental damage, but it's only single target, so it's better than starting out with Quake. Oh yeah, that Hone Tusk, though, is doing a lot of damage, and looks like Celis is going to be missing out on the experience here.
And we
Stoma-
got World of Balance Stoma Castle, Ultros fight for Kielbasiago.
Yep, and it's not a character, so it's likely to be his 9th Esper. Starlet, meanwhile, Doesnt, of course, taking on Tritalk. Tritalk is the Piranha fight. Nobody loves Rizapast. Kielbasiago gonna do Mount Zozo. So we're covering checks that the other player's already done. Kielbasiago's gonna find Setzer here.
Rizzo Pass taking a sweet old time showing up.
Yeah, this fight is one of the more recent changes to the rando is it's been shortened for sure. This fight used to take between what was it, 30 and 90 seconds, and now it's half.
Yes.
Kielbasiago going to go ahead and mute the White Dragon.
And finding Rizzo Pass at the Tritalk fight is kind of on the unfortunate side. Normally, if you find it in Kefka's Tower, like at one of the statue fights, you can at least know, all right, my opponent has to do this fight, so it's, in that situation, it's not really a time loss having to sit around and wait for Rizzo Pass.
Absolutely.
It seemed like it was a good 20 seconds before Rizzo showed up.
So Doesnt looking at Fnatic's Tower. We'll see what we find here. Gonna be an Esper. It's gonna go ahead and do it.
Kielbasiago taking out the Pearl Dragon and getting Setzer.
So if you're Doesnt, he after this he's gonna have 9 Espers. He may very well be thinking that he should go do Magitech, then get 2 Espers, and possibly complete it, hoping for a 3rd Esper.
And we got ourselves a Storm Dragon. And it just opened up with Train. Grand Train. That is rude.
Yeah. Gao is, of course, one of the worst characters to have in Fnatic's Tower, because as he doesn't have a fight command, he doesn't get a magic command. So he is capable of using items and only items. As Storm Dragon with the Whirlwind in response, this is a rough fight already.
He did crack an Ice Shield over Storm Dragon's head. So...
yeah, and as long as his characters keep dying, Gao will have something to do in reviving him, but... definitely not the way he probably hoped this fight would go. Opting to use Bolt 2 over a Fire 3. I think it's about a wash which one you use. Storm Dragon, of course, weak to Bolt, but the tier 3 magics obviously having a stronger base damage. And yeah, he's at the point where he's got only one party member alive, and that party member has only the ability to use items. So, fingers crossed for Doesnt. This is definitely going to be a time loss, and could potentially be a wipe, which would be a larger time loss.
And he manages to take down the Storm Dragon.
Yep. Doesn't managing to pull it out. Definitely positive.
And Kielbasiago taking on his Flame Eater fight.
That was indeed close. Kielbasiago going to make short work of this fight. He's going to get his Siren Esper. Already had the mute spell, so he doesn't really care about it as an Esper, but he cares about ticking that requirement up. Meanwhile, Doesnt has matched his has met his dragon requirement.
Gem
Just
box.
the 2 of Kielbasiago, it's pretty strong.
Got a gem box at the top of the Fanatic's tower. And let's see what boss we have up there.
Vanilla gem box, and he found an economizer in the fight with the dragon, but I don't expect him to use that combination. Gem box economizer, I mean, it was great way back when Ultima was a thing, but not always here. And is that a vanilla Magi Master guarding a vanilla gem box?
Is this randomized?
So this...
Oh man, that is awful.
It's certainly not ideal, given the scenario that he's in. He didn't pick up the Super Balls, so he's got to use his tier 3 magic, and that's not going to be easy to deal with someone with wall change. Looking around, what has he got?
X-Ether refilling his magic. Kielbasiago's taking on Gigantos, so I guess he popped open a monster in a box. I missed it.
Yeah, I might consider resetting out of this fight. I don't know that he's gonna have an answer to this. Bahamut's always nice, but I mean, unless he gets really super lucky, he's not gonna have an easy way of getting through this. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago ran to a vanilla Gigantos, or just a random Gigantos in Owser's house. That's fairly lucky.
Fixed encounter, yeah, that's a nice chunk of EXP.
So Celis can't really take damage from Magi Master, but it's going to be hard to do damage back.
He's going to have to risk the Bahamut, but he hasn't done very much damage as of yet to the Magi Master.
He's using Quick. It's a way that'll work, but it's a slow fight. His plan being, when you cast a offensive spell with Quick, you don't trigger wall change immediately. Oh man, but he needs Lock. Lock is the only one who has Quick up, and he refuses to stay standing.
Kielbasiago making a quick work of Air Force and Jador.
That's probably going to be another Esper, and wow, this fight.
try talk for Kielbasiago's reward.
Yeah, and Locke just refuses to stay alive. This is a incredibly frustrating fight.
And if he were to reset out, that he would have to go back and refight the Storm Dragon.
Which, I mean, what do you do? Right? At this point, I feel like you're just throwing good time after bad, but you know, it's very difficult to make the decision in the shoes of these runners. Kielbasiago gonna start collecting dragons now.
I mean, like if he can fire off quick one more time, which looks like it's not gonna happen again. He could probably quick and throw that. If he can get off quick, he can get that fire shield broken on Magi Master's head.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, obviously, Berserk would have been an option. Scan would have been an option if he had it. Oh, he's equipping Illuminas. That's smart. It's going to give him some better resistance here.
And here comes the quick. Oh, the Illumina's also boosted his magic stat.
That's a dragon horn for the thing, the Opera House dragon. So they both had access to a dragon horn and the pearl lance, but not going with the dragoon boots route. Ironically, it would actually have been really useful for Locke to have Economizer using quick strats.
Kielbasiago going up to World of Ruin Narsh, I believe. Get his
Yeah, it
next
looks like he's
dragon
gonna
out
go
of the
for
way.
the Tritalk Esper.
Excuse me?
Kielbasiago's gonna go for like the dragon here and the Esper Tritalk. And Doesnt gets through the Magi Master fight. Definitely a GG to Doesnt.
Yeah, that was a little worrying.
Yeah, so, I mean, to those who are confused with what his strategy was there, he was using a little-known loophole where when you damage Magi Master with Quick, if you don't damage him the second turn, he doesn't use wall change. So, definitely a slow way of killing him. Obviously, much slower when he continually knocks down your soul quick user, but you got it done. You got out.
And Kielbasiago now taking on the Piranhas. And what does Doesnt get for his trouble?
He's gonna get a Magicite, I just don't know which one.
Seraphim.
Very close race here. Doesn't behind in Espers, but he's got that what you call it? He's got the dragon lead. Although I would imagine that Kielbasiago probably just gonna kill the 4 dragons and then go from there. Doesn't buying an extra 50 Phoenix Downs on top of the 20 some odd he already had, just in case.
Preparing
Looks
for
like-
rude Kefka's tower.
Looks like potentially he's been a little bit frustrated with what's been around.
And it looks like Doesnt is going for his Magic Tech play.
Yeah, this is definitely the correct play. He's gonna find 2 Espers here. If he finishes it out, he'll find Realm, which will offer him another Esper, but hard to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, I believe Kielbasiago has 1 more Esper to go. As Doesnt will when he's done with this. Nope. Did I track it wrong? I tracked it wrong. I was 1 short on his Espers. So yeah, Kielbasiago is able to go into Kefka's tower right now. He still has to kill 2 dragons before he's able to finish it out.
Let's see. Are there any particularly rude bosses left to fight?
Well, we know Magi Master isn't there, so that's usually the only one that I really worry about. And we've seen Doom, we've seen
Got it.
yeah, we've seen all 3 of the statues. I guess Guardian is still out there.
Yeah, Guardian is still lurking. Air Force is down. Oh, we still and Inferno could still be lurking.
Yeah, but those are like, I mean they're potentially dangerous, but they're not nearly the level of Magi Master. And wow, the vanilla Magi Master, Kielbasiago gonna be super glad that he didn't have to deal with that. And he's in Kefka's tower, so he's got 2 dragons to kill, but then he's gonna be he's gonna be ready to soldier forward.
We had what about
Oh wow,
hour?
I was way behind on my Esper count for Doesnt though. How did I miss 3 Esper? Wow, I apologize. That, you know.
So this is definitely a close race.
Yeah, this is a lot closer than I thought a moment ago.
Doesnt entering KT at 117. Kielbasiago was what, about 115?
Yeah, and Doesnt already has the 2 dragons dealt with, so this is anyone's race. Doesnt, I mean, if he weren't incredibly unlucky in running into Magi Master in Fanatic's Tower, definitely would have been far in the lead right here.
Alright, let's see what we have for the Inferno fight. Guardian! There he is!
Well, we've mentioned Guardian as one of the last remaining vestiges of difficulty in this seed, and there he is.
Kielbasiago does not know where Magi Master is lurking, so...
Yeah, definitely a potential source of concern while going through this, but you know, Kielbasiago seems like he feels pretty strong. They had 2 very different strategies in terms of experience, with Doesnt choosing to only use 3 party members the whole time, and Kielbasiago used a party of 4. So Kiel definitely has a lower amount of XP per party member. So we'll see if that's a factor. I didn't get a chance to peek at his levels, but I mean, it looks like he's doing significant enough damage that he should have an easier enough time with Kefka, especially with access to spells like Life 3. Yeah, he's level 40, he should be fine.
Yeah, plus he's got to take on the dragons with reduced party size, so yeah, he's gonna have plenty of levels.
Absolutely. So Doesnt is definitely behind, but not by as much as he could be. We're gonna see how he handles this this Guardian fight though with solo Gao. Not as easy as it could be, and once again he's gonna be a little bit unlucky with the way things shake out.
New dragon down.
Yeah, potentially a longish fight ahead of Doesnt right now. Meanwhile, when Kielbasiago fought this character, he had fought this enemy. He had two characters, including Locke with the dual-wielding Valiant knives. So he was able to do much more damage per turn. It looks like this is going to be something like 10 casts of Bolt 2 to kill the Guardian here, though.
Red Dragon attempting to be saucy by casting Merton, but looks like Celeste is enjoying it.
So if you're interested in if you're enjoying this race and you're interested in learning more about the Final Fantasy VI randomizer, we do have a Discord. Definitely recommend that people come in, take a look. Thank you, Radio Guy. I was just looking for the command there. Band's Battle Plan is one of the tournaments that we were doing recently, but there's also been the ladder. There's been a lot of interesting ways to play this game, and the community definitely very open. Always looking for new people and always eager to help people learn about this game. So I myself am a fairly new member of the community and already get to run a tournament. So definitely good to see. I can speak from experience. It's a good place to get started, and a lot of friendly people there. So as Kielbasiago gets his way through the dragon door, nothing between him and Kefka now, except for the 3 statue bosses. Doesnt looks like he is going to be there shortly. I'm going to say he's about a full 90 seconds behind, if that.
Yeah, this is still anybody's race.
Absolutely. You never know how Tier 2 or Tier 3 are going to shake out. I would say that given Kielbasiago's 4-man party, with the strong levels, he's definitely got the potential to do more. I would expect him to. So I said 90 seconds. It's way less than 90 seconds. He's behind by like 35 seconds. But yeah, I think Kielbasiago is less likely to have difficulty on the Kefka fight, just given his equipment and levels and everything. So he could still lose time menuing or doing some sort of last-minute equipment change. He could also lose time just to bad luck or to Doesnt being incredibly fast when it comes to dealing with this Kefka fight. So we'll see how it goes.
And We have an Atma weapon for Kielbasiago and Ultros.
Yeah, Ultros on Doesnt's side. They're taking the statues in different order, but the other statue that Doesnt has to do was Narapa. So the harder of the boss fights being Atma weapon here. He's not technically a pushover, but I don't expect this to be incredibly difficult. Yep, he's already down on Kielbasiago's side, and Kielbasiago is one statue away from being able to start his Kefka fight.
Doesn't getting Fenrir equipped, getting himself prepped. And off to his next statue. Or the Guardian fight, actually. This'll go quick.
Oh yeah, so Kielbasiago does still have one more statue to face. And equipping the double Valiant Knife for Realm.
With Minerva for defense. And we have another Ultros.
We'll see if it allows him to get past Ultros. And he's using Runic just in case.
Setzer takes ink to the face and promptly drops to the floor.
Yeah.
And a similar situation for Cyan and Kielbasiago's party.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's better for those characters to take a dirt nap, because then it means that the solo experience goes to Realm. I don't know that Kielbasiago's particularly worried about experience at this point, but every little bit helps. Realm's at level 35. Locke, of course, level 45 is way ahead. So Kielbasiago still has to face Ultros. Doesnt still has to face the other Ultros. I was like, I said Ultros. Yeah, there's two Ultroses in the statue spots. Oh wow, interesting strat on the part of Doesnt. He left Locke poisoned and let him tick his HP down to 1. So he could do maximum damage with a Valiant Knife in the final fight.
It is a smart call, but also dangerous.
Incredibly dangerous when you only have 3 party members. Like, I think Doesnt suspects that he's only going to win this by being fast, so...
yeah, and it is a very close race right now, so you got to start getting reckless.
We're going to have to see who makes it into the... I didn't track this. We're going to have to see who makes it into the Kefka fight first, because it's going to come down to the wire here. Looks like Kielbasiago is gonna... Oh no, he's still, like I said, they're both fiddling with their menus.
Oh no.
Okay, and Doesnt hits the platform at 128.26. And he's officially in the lead. Wonder, is he gonna... So Kielbasiago did all of that, but he didn't notice that Gao only has 9 magic points. So for all this menu, and he's gonna go in there without the magic points on Gao.
Alright, hit the platform at 129.18.
So a little less than a minute behind.
And Locke gets stoned on Doesnt's side. And he takes the head down already.
Yeah. So Mr. Gooey commenting that FFR seems, or I'm sorry, FF6 randomizer seems to be insane with the knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge to be had here, for sure. Definitely, it's not something that it's too difficult to pick up. You know, you can sort of get it done and learn as you go. Starting with like open seeds and such like that. But definitely a lot of game knowledge involved in this.
Both Doesnt and Kielbasiago managed to doom the right arm on Tier 1 Kefka.
You see, Doesnt already with 2 party members down, and of course Locke only has 1 HP. This is a dangerous spot to be in. I guess 2 party members down. He's only got 1 down really because Celis is the only party member that he cares about. Nevertheless, having a bit of difficulty on Tier 1 could change the lead in this. And Doesnt clears Tier 1 at 131.12. And so does Kielbasiago. They are neck and neck.
Wow. They are running close.
A synced kill of Tier 1. Of course, Doesnt's timer a little fast, his stream's a little faster, so we're seeing him as being ahead, but it really is just the stream speed that's the difference here.
Doesnt pulling off Siren, muting magic.
Yep, and both Atmo weapons on Celis are doing... Okay, Doesnt is doing a lot of damage each turn. Like, that was 10k from Celis, and then an additional 14k from Locke. But unfortunately, Locke took more than 0 damage, which was enough to knock him down. So... we'll see how this continues. Tiger is down on Doesnt's side. Looks like Tiger's still up on Kielbasiago's side. Oh wow!
Oh no!
So, with Celis,
this is
with
dangerous.
2 party members down essentially. Okay, but doesn't seem worried. He's gonna cast Doom, and okay, we got hit is down, 10 hits going off on Kielbasiago's side. Man, this is neck and neck. It's very difficult to call two Kefka races or fights at the same time. But definitely Kielbasiago, having the benefit of 4 party members, just seems to be able to progress through this more methodically, whereas there's a little bit more of an element of danger on Doesnt's side. He's gonna revive Locke. He's not gonna take the time to heal Locke. He's just gonna attack with a low HP Valiant Knife character, so we'll see how long this takes. It looks like magic is done, and that might be all for Tier 2. on Kielbasiago's side. Yep, 133.54. Kielbasiago kills tier 2 and takes the lead.
And here comes the 10 hits from Hit.
Oh man,
1,000 damage.
Does not have the armor to really tank this. He's gonna be alright. This isn't gonna be a wipe, but he might have to do some healing after.
He made it through. That was scary.
Well, it was sort of planned. He's gonna use the Mega Elixir and just soldier on.
Alright, now he's down to magic for Doesnt. And Kielbasiago making use of Quick.
Yeah, Kielbasiago gonna use Quick. He's gonna kill off Lady and... yeah, we'll see how this goes. He's getting Fenrir off. I didn't catch the exact time. Doesn't killed off tier 2. It looked like 135.19, something like that. That whirlwind. And that condemned on Locke is going to be potentially an issue. So, he's going to cast Life 3 to try to deal with it. This, while, I mean... Kielbasiago has like something like a minute lead going into this fight, you know, it could still turn around at any point.
Yes, we still have the Meteo phase to worry about on Sleep.
Doesn't using Gao's health to try to deal with some of this. Okay, that damage to Locke is actually going to help Doesn't do more damage. We'll see. He looks like he's counting out the rest HP. At 136.36, Kielbasiago finishes tier 3. We'll see how long it takes for Doesn't to follow suit.
They are still running neck and neck. I mean, like, tier 4 could just prove to be...
Oh, Train.
mean.
Train is a great way to slow you down. These seconds are crucial, and Doesn't losing them. Blowing a flame shield to try to get this done.
Here's the calmness.
And he's just gonna tank the calmness. He doesn't have time to get Fenrir going. About a minute behind. He needs Kielbasiago to falter here. But if he takes the time to set up like Life 3 and all of this, you know, there is a chance for Kielbasiago to give us. I don't think so though. This is over.
Alright, Kefka has entered Beyond Chaos for Kielbasiago.
Kielbasiago gonna detonate a shield. This is likely to be able to do it. Yep, there's the flash. Get your GGs out for Kielbasiago with an upset victory over our first seed Doesnt. This is the first time Doesnt possibly had been expected to win this tournament, and he's been eliminated 2-0 in spectacular fashion by Kielbasiago. What a race! Meanwhile, Doesnt still facing Kefka. He's low HP, but that was by design. We're gonna see if he can handle this. But you know, with only 2 party members, these Havoc wings are dangerous. Is he gonna switch to the Illuminas? He is. Meanwhile, we're going to be joined potentially by Kielbasiago. Oh, this definitely, you know, when you lose. When you only have 3 party members to begin with, and you lose one of them to calmness, definitely dangerous. We're gonna see what Doesnt does here. Switching back to the Valiant Knives because he's using quick. The hyperdrive onto lock. Oh man, this is definitely a pretty pretty hype here. Let's see how this goes. Doesn't using quick again. This is a solid strat. He's doing like he needs to do a total of 60 some odd thousand damage, and he may make it work. I think he's done enough damage right now that he might get the Goner charge, at which point he can, yeah. So now he can swing freely. Is he going to use a shield? I'd imagine. Fire Rod will do. Lock, unfortunately, missing. But there it is. There's the flash. 141.37. Incredibly close race.
GG's for Doesnt. For
Yeah,
getting
get
through
your
that.
GG's out for Doesnt for sure. We'll see. Either of you. There may be invites out for them to do interviews here. Oh, yeah. So that's, the problem is I didn't do this. And that's why they didn't get their invites. So that's on me. So we'll see. And we're gonna be joined, it looks like, by Doesnt first when he jumps in here. Oh, we're joined by Kielbasiago. GG Kiel. Very close race.
GG's Kielbasiago.
I got you. Are you on push to talk? Oh, is your mic still muted? Cause you.
Oh, hello.
There you go.
There. GG. Yeah, I was muted.
There he is.
Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort, but
That was an intense race. You guys finished tier 1 to the 2nd at the same time.
oh wow. Yeah, both of our races were really close. I think in the first race we ended up going into the final fight at the very same second as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Just overall really close.
Doesnt wound up for his last Esper. He wound up going to get the dragon as well in Fanatic's Tower, and the boss there turned out to be Magi Master. which is not an easy fight when you only have the magic command.
Yep.
So
That's rough.
he managed to get through, but he lost a significant amount of time, and that made the difference in this race.
Huh. It's
That
interesting.
said, I mean, you guys took different routes. Can you talk to me a little bit about your use of Y remove in the routing?
I'm trying to think real quick. I got into Science Place. I broke into the Edgar Palace. I think that was relatively early. I think for my first dragon, maybe second. Other than that, I didn't use it too much. Oh, and I guess save a few seconds at lock, but nothing too crazy. I think pretty standard. Just using it for the Edgar logic break.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely made some interesting. Oh yeah, tell me about your Magitech 3 decision, because that was a big difference in you guys' route.
Really. So I approach most of these like more standardish seeds as I want a lot of levels, and then it doesn't matter what my offense is. My offense is going to be good. So I just opted to take pretty much every grind fight I could, just to boost my levels up, get that lock going. I saw the Valiant Knives early on. I knew that's what I was going for. I knew that was my end game. So yeah, I just tried to take every grind fight. So I took Burning House, I took the Serpent's Trench, and I took MTech 3.
I mean, it wound up paying off for you for sure. You know, finding Realm, it looked like it was a little more difficult for Doesnt to find certain checks. I want to ask you before we bring Doesnt in here. You just beat him 2-0. How do you feel about that?
I'm very, very surprised, because I think like we've been doing those ladder races, and I'm probably can only get him maybe like 2 out of 10 times. Like, so I'm really surprised that I was able to pull it out here.
Well, absolutely GG to you. You can stick around while we talk to Doesnt. Doesnt GG. That was a difficult final fight there.
It was all my
He
fault,
doesn't-
though. I messed that up multiple times over.
Oh, well, your words, you know. Can you tell us about how you felt with the finding Magi Master in Fanatic's Tower?
I was not happy. I was able to beat him, I knew that. I had a route, but I needed Locke to spend 5 seconds not taking a dirt nap.
Yeah, it seemed difficult to keep Locke alive throughout this seed. You know, the danger of the Valiant Knife. We noticed that you seem to use poison to get Locke into the final Kefka fight at exactly 1 HP.
That was a happy coincidence, yeah. My weapon poisoned him. I was like, okay, I'm not going to cure it. I'm just going to walk to the save point and cure it there.
Yeah. So you, unfortunately, with this race, will, be out of the draft tournament. Can you tell us how you felt about the tournament overall?
It was fun. I feel like with these finals, especially, I feel like the settings enable too much briskness, perhaps, but that's fine. And I'm fine that I'm not winning, since I do not think I put the most into figuring out the draft format compared to other people.
You definitely had a strategy, though.
I mean, I had a set of flags that I kept spamming every time, yes.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Impoverished gear.
Yeah.
All right.
I know
Well,
how to play that, and I don't think other people play that very well, so...
Jex, is there anything you want to ask these guys?
How did he feel about finding Guardian where he was at?
That was just really annoying, because I'd also screwed up on putting people where I wanted them to be, so I had the wrong person fighting Guardian to begin with. Mildly annoyed,
Okay.
but Gal
I think I
thankfully was
kind
able to
of-
deal with it first try.
I think I kind of cruised through KT. I'd lock like right in the right position.
Yeah, Guardy was the only hiccup because I had Gao going that way, so we had to bolt to him down.
I was actually pretty scared going into KT because after I did the Chatternook fight, I don't remember what was there. I used my last Phoenix down and I never bought any, so I went into KT without Phoenix downs.
I bought a
somehow
ridiculous
managed to-
quantity after Magic Master because I had like 2 left
Yeah.
and nothing else to do with my money.
All I
you
had
wound
was
up- you
Gao
wound
with
up buying
life.
Yeah.
74.
I figured I'd give stream a
that's
laugh.
Yeah, you did. We could see the frustration there.
No auction house. I already have all the good things in the shops. I actually stopped shopping very quickly and was just going for item shops because I already knew where the best items were. The only
did
thing
the
left
same.
to buy was Minerva, but I knew that people couldn't wear them because I had a spare just hanging there.
So Kielbasiago, you wind up you're gonna face either Jacquemus or Javinator. How do you feel looking forward into the potential matchup?
I'm scared of Jack because he's going to draft stupid EXP, and I'm terrible at that. 100%.
Well, don't give that
That's-
away.
that's his. Well, I've been pretty open about my drafting strategy up to this point, so why stop? I think I told Doesnt 3 weeks ago that I wasn't going to let him pick Impoverished.
Yeah, you better get good at Impoverished or Stupid. Just pick
Yep,
one.
it's one of the two. Jack's picking one of them. Javinator, I don't know. I've never raced Jav head on, so I've played Jack in some like community seeds and stuff. I seem to do fine. No idea about Jav though. I'm not sure what to think of that. It'll be fun though.
All right, that's going to be coming up probably sometime in the next week. So to any viewers, feel free to stay tuned for or be tuned in for that. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we let you go? Start with Doesnt.
Better win, Kilba. Gotta go beat Jack or Jav.
All right, help me practice.
Okay. Pester me then.
All right, sounds good. GG's.
Kiel, you got any final thoughts?
Nope. Thanks for the restream. These are really fun. Well played to Doesnt. Thanks everyone for watching.
Excellent. All right, and Jax, how you doing?
Doing good. I had a bit of a disconnect. Power went out, but I am back.
Okay.
But yeah, GG's. Thanks for putting on a good show, guys. That was definitely a close one and very entertaining to watch.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a solid race. Thank you both of our runners for putting together such an exciting and entertaining race. For our SG. Thanks to SpeedGaming itself. For the restream and for hosting some of this tournament. Thank you to Kielbasiago again for creating the bot that made all of this possible. Of course, thank you to the Final Fantasy VI Worldwide community, including, of course, Atmatech, our god, who basically did this whole thing all by himself. So with that, and thank you, Jex, for joining me in the commentary booth. With that, I am Elastoid. Make sure to give our runners a follow, and y'all have a great night.
See you guys.